I mean, we played with a lot of energy. They ran zone the whole quarter, which took the flow out of it a little bit, and they did it in the Bay, which was kind of knew we were prepared for, but had some contested looks that were tough, a couple turnovers that were tough that killed momentum. Just a tough way to finish. We are not a moral victory team by any stretch, but can clearly say we played better tonight. Just got to keep building on that to get ourselves back on the right track.
You mentioned the zone. Steve kind of thought that's something you guys might see moving forward because it has been effective. What's kind of been the issue for you guys going against it?
I mean, it's designed to take you out of your patterns, to make you take shots you're not really as comfortable with because it's not out of your normal, offense. But you have to put a lineup out there that's kind of predicated on shooting just to make sure you have the right spacing and just be decisive with what you're trying to do. I want to say the last 5 minutes, especially down in crunch time, you don't want to settle for the first open look, but sometimes in the zone, that's the good look. And that's obviously why they run it, because they want you to have to make a decision on quick shot versus best shot and then playing the shot clock. So with reps, we'll obviously get better at it, but they do have personnel, too, that can, put Jimmy at the top. He's pretty long and athletic to cover a lot of space.
Steph, both Draymond and Coach Kerr mentioned that there was a lack of stops in the fourth quarter, and they kind of credit that to the result of tonight. How do you guys patch up this lack of stops and perhaps a lack on defense earlier on in the season so it doesn't grow into a problem moving forward?
Just, try to have better possessions on offense first. And, we had a couple turnovers that led to open threes. In transition, I think the beginning of the fourth quarter, they got comfortable kind of lining us up from three. Certain guys that are out there for a specific reason, we let them get going. When you give up, 41 to Strus and Robinson, it's going to be tough.
Any thoughts on the late overturned call?
It's an awful call. What you think I was supposed to say? I was walking to the free throw line, thinking that I was going to get 3 free throws and, have an even score with a minute, some change left. It's a tough one. I clearly felt a lot of contact. I don't know what they saw besides the high five contact they talked about, but you got to be allowed to finish your motion, I felt like. Especially when you slow it down in the slow-mo, it's pretty clear there's a lot of contact. But what do I know about calls?
Another question for calls for you, because you know so much about them. You say Jordan was called for 3 carries, and Draymond was talking about how that's something that now if you're going to be calling some on one, you're going to have to be calling them on everyone, because as guards, every guard pretty much carries. What's your take on that?
Yeah, just be consistent. Let us know how you're going to call it, and that should be the standard every night so everybody can make adjustments. It's how the league works year to year, whatever the point of emphasis is and how the game evolves. And, it's only right that if you're going to call it and be consistent, we'll make adjustments and everybody will keep it moving. That's on them and it's on us to find that middle ground. And just seemed like there's going to be a little bit of an example made tonight, especially certain calls out in the open when it doesn't really impact the game much. I do get, there are some that are pretty blatant and they're going to call them.